Okay, welcome. We're going to do some suspension training using the TRX. I've got my participant here. The first exercise we're going to do is a pendulum. It's starting in the prone position. Your neck, back, and legs are all straight, and your arms are directly under your elbows and shoulders. Okay, so I'm going to be demonstrating the pendulum. So, like I said, elbows in line with your shoulders, your core is extended, neck, back, and legs in line. And then you bring your knees to your elbows, hips and knees are both flexing when coming to the elbow and then extending. Okay, so now problems here, arms are not in line, your elbows are not directly under your shoulders, and when you're swinging, your knees are not going to your elbows. So just try again. Remember, direct the knees to the shoulders. There we go. Hips and knees are flexing. Yep, and that's about it. And then to make this harder, we could just bring in starting position, making the angle greater away from, just with the setup facing away position. When I start, my shoulders are in flexion, my elbows are extended, no rubbing allowed, so can't be touching your skin. Ideal spot to start with is keeping it in line with your ears. Remember that my back needs to be straight, my neck, back, and legs are all in line. Now when I descend into the push-up, my elbows are at a 90-degree angle and I drive back up. When my elbows are in line with my shoulders, like this, we call that horizontal extension. So I'm just going to demonstrate the movement again. Okay, so when I drive up as well, your shoulders need to go in horizontal flexion and your elbows are extended, but obviously do not keep your elbows locked in extension. Okay, now my participant's going to do it. Okay, so now my participant's going to do it. So let's go. Alright, elbows are going at a 90-degree angle, feet position is good, his neck, back, and legs are all aligned. Okay, so to increase the difficulty, we'll use the vector principle, changing his body angle. So his legs are going to go closer to the anchor. His head will be obviously closer to the ground. So just move your feet back, and this is how you make the exercise more difficult. Demonstrating the squat. So with the setup, we are facing towards position. My neck, back, and legs are also going to be in a straight line. My feet are going to be shoulder width apart, firmly grounded and parallel to each other, and you'll be leaning slightly backwards. So as I'm leaning slightly backwards, just making sure that there's always tension in the rope. Okay? When we descend into our squat, knee flexion and and hip flexion will take place. As we drive up, knee extension and hip flexion takes place. So keep in mind, we're trying to keep our elbows and our shoulders firm. The only thing that are bending are our knees and our hips. Okay, so immediately you can see that there's knee and hip flexion. However, he is keeping his arms a bit higher. You need to keep the TRX in constant tension and keep your shoulders and your elbows firm. Okay, let's go again. That looks much better. Right. We're going to be doing the row now. We're going to start in the facing towards position. My palms are going to be facing down. Neck, back, legs are all going to be in a straight line, and my feet are going to be shoulder width apart, firmly grounded. Okay, so basically with the mid row, you start with elbows extended. Remember, my body is straight, and I pull my chest towards the anchor and come back down. As I'm pulling my chest towards the anchor, my elbows are flexing, and when I come back down, it is extending. Your shoulders are also going into extension here. Okay, so focus as well on the retraction of the scapula. Make sure that during this exercise that you keep your glutes and your core activated. Okay, now we go. Okay, so immediately you can see that his feet are too wide apart. They need to be closer together at shoulder width position. Okay, his body is aligned. His elbows are flexing nicely. Keep your core contracted. Keep your glutes contracted as well. Perfect. Tension is still remaining in the rope. Now we're demonstrating the burpee. So as you can see, I'm in a facing away position. So the front legs, my hips and knees will go into flexion. I'm going to place both my hands on the ground. Keep in mind there's only one point of contact with the ground, which will then be my arms. So my other leg would have to be in the air. Okay, my hips and knees would go into extension. When I'm driving up from the push-up, I'm going to have to plant my free foot back onto the ground and lift my arms off the ground at the exact same time. At that point, my shoulders will be going into horizontal flexion, right? And my elbows will be going to extension. I'll now do it. Okay, so I'm going to start with my knees bent, palm facing forward. Okay, Justin, please perform the exercise. So as you can see, good power there to get the jump back up when he's driving up. When he goes down, his elbows are extended and they're flexed as well. Okay, so now we'll be doing the lunge. As you can see, one foot is in the handle, my other foot is firmly on the ground. Toes pointing straight. My neck, back and leg is going to be in a straight line. I'm going to keep my hands on my hips. This will just help me for balance. Okay. Okay, so as I drop into the lunge, I'm going to push my suspended leg backwards and my hips will then go into flexion. The knee of my standing leg will then go into flexion as well, and preferably at a 90-degree angle, and my knees shouldn't go over my toes. So I'm just going to demonstrate that. As I drive up, I'm going to squeeze my gluteals and my quadriceps. And my hips are going into extension. Okay, so perform the movement, right? Just a quick pointer, toes pointing forward. Let's perform the movement again. Lovely. Lovely. Engage your gluteals when you drive up. Perfect. Okay, so now I'll be doing the atomic push-up. So you start in the prone position, hand underneath your shoulders, palm face firmly on the ground. Your elbows are going to be extended but not locked, and our feet will be suspended. So when you descend into your push-up, you're going to have your elbows tucked closely to your body. When you descend, your elbows are going to be flexed and at 90 degrees. When you drive up from the push-up, you are going to contract your core hard enough so that your hips come into the air, and we're going to make a V shape. I will now demo. So as you can see, there's horizontal shoulder flexion here. So we go down into a push-up. Right, so that's good form. His body is going into the V shape, elbows are flexing. I don't see anything wrong here. This is a perfect technique. Legs are together as well. Well done. The exercise that I've chosen to do is the bicep curl. Okay, so facing towards position. Your palms need to be facing up when holding. My neck, back, and legs are again going to be in a straight line, and my shoulders are going to be in a flexed position. Your feet need to be shoulder width apart, like this, and I need to make sure my elbows are in line with my shoulders. Okay, constant tension in the string, of course. Then we pull up towards the anchor and back. Your elbows are going to flex at a 90-degree angle, keeping your core and your body straight while keeping tension in the rope as well. So basically, you're just contracting the biceps here. And the elbow is flexing, participant.
Go.
Okay, so now perhaps maybe you're leaving a little tension off the rope. Just bring your palms higher above your head instead of in line with your hands. Much better. Okay, just move your legs closer to the anchor just to make it a bit more difficult. Lovely. Keeping your body straight. Elbows flex at 90 degrees. Your shoulders and elbows need to be in line just to help for the stabilization. Well done.